Hey, once again, everybody, it's the midweek edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. We're going to geek out to lots of interesting stuff this evening. The weekend forecast, definitely a little bit changeable. It's been a challenge this week, and we've had to make some significant changes to Saturday's forecast. We'll talk about that in this video, of course. First, a quick review of where we've been through the first 23 days of October. We have a week left in the month. No surprise, it's been a warmer than average month, and today was by 1 degree warmer than average. Only 6 cooler than average days so far in October. So October, despite some chillier weather at the end of the month, is going to go into the record books as another warmer than average month. March, the only month in 2019, only one that has been cooler than average. And this graphic always shows you the high temperatures on the calendar. When we look at the monthly average, this 3.5 number, that accounts for both the highs and the lows. But graphically speaking on the calendar, these are the daily high temperatures. So yeah, it's been another pretty balmy month. We did 59 locally today. It was 61 in Akron and New Philly, 62 in Cleveland, Pittsburgh, 58 this afternoon. Beautiful fall day today. Yes, it was breezy at times this afternoon, but it was a great day to get outside and check out the fall foliage that our area has to offer. Mill Creek's looking great. A lot of our other area parks are looking fantastic. A moderate to high color, I would say, at this point. We're approaching our peak. I would say we're probably going to hit our fall color peak this coming weekend. And we have probably 5 or 6 days worth of really nice color to enjoy before, I think, a fair amount of wind comes our way during the middle and latter portions of next week. That'll probably strip a lot of the trees of a fair amount of leaves. So our true peak, pretty typical, will be over the next week. Our foliage peak is usually about this time of the year, generally in the last 10 days of October. So take advantage of another nice day coming up for tomorrow if you can. Not a lot going on across the country this evening. We do have some wintry weather out in the Rocky Mountain states, so winter storm warnings for Colorado Springs and winter weather advisories up towards Denver this evening. Front range of the Rockies typically has some pretty stormy weather early in the season and then late in the season. It's surprising, almost shocking sometimes, how much snow falls in Denver in October and April. Not so much in the dead of winter in that part of the country. All right, forecast trends as we go through the next few days. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday specifically, I've taken Friday's high temperatures up a little bit. Not a big change. Still a pretty cloudy day. Also reduced our rain chances a bit on Friday. I doubt there's much more than a sprinkle or a shower for 5 minutes on Friday. Most of the day just kind of gloomy looking. Now, more importantly and more impactfully, I think for the most people, will be this increasing chance for wet weather on Saturday. We've been advertising, hey, Saturday's going to be fine. It's going to be the nicest part of the weekend. Well, now it looks like this area of low pressure that the European model picked up on a few days ago and the GFS had no clue it existed. The European's going to be right, but the timing's a little different than it looked like a couple days ago. Instead of waiting until Sunday, now this thing's going to come in before Saturday is over, so I think it's going to rain in a lot of places Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. Now Sunday, there's some good news here in that I don't think Sunday's a rainy day. I do think that the afternoon will be largely dry, and if this thing's fast enough, we might even be dry from daybreak on during Sunday. Nice one coming up on Thursday, a little bit warmer ahead of this front than today. We'll probably get into the lower 60s. Again, a fairly cloudy, benign day Friday, just gloomy looking, but not much falls from the sky. Now, here's our latest in-house model timing on the rain. I don't think this is Saturday morning, but as we get into the afternoon from south to north, it is looking pretty likely now rain is going to push in, and that means if you are planning on taking in the YSU game at the Ice Castle, Saturday afternoon, we might have a real soaker on our hands here as YSU takes on Western Illinois. 2 o'clock kickoff, temperatures in the mid-50s with a gusty breeze, and with the rain, yeah, it's going to be a pretty raw, chilly afternoon across the area. Rainfall totals on some of our medium range models here for the weekend, specifically Saturday into Saturday night and early Sunday, 1 to 1.5 inches. This could be a pretty good slug of moisture coming our way during the weekend. Of course, we have the Youngstown Marathon coming up on Sunday. It kicks off at 8 a.m. outside of Second Soul on 224 in Boardman. It runs up through the hike and bike trail in Mill Creek Park, and then, of course, goes around all the lakes in the park, including Cohasset and Glacier, goes past Landerman's Mill. For the full marathon, it ends up going into downtown Youngstown before heading back towards Boardman. The half marathon stops about halfway through the park. And for the runners, Sunday morning, I kind of suspect that the highest risk of wet weather will be first thing in the morning. I'm encouraged by the increasing forward speed of our weekend system, so I have the rain chances decreasing as we go through the morning. I don't want to rule out some lingering drizzle or a couple of showers during the second half of the morning, but I think the higher chance of impactful rain will be closer to daybreak, closer to 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're a runner or if you're going to be spectating, again, stay tuned for more forecast updates as we get a little bit closer. Of interest next week, next week's a turbulent week weather-wise. There's more big differences between our medium range models on the strength and the timing of a much colder air mass that's going to make inroads across the lower 48 states. The GFS has it coming through very early in the week and suggests it's very chilly a week from today. The European model is about 2 days slower. European model also has a big wind and rainstorm for Halloween. This is next Thursday, the 31st. If this were to be taken literally, this would be a tree-stripping wind and pounding rain, and that's no fun for trick-or-treat Thursday evening. But this could be science fiction. I certainly would not place my bets that this is going to be real, but there's higher confidence that, yes, eventually it is going to turn chilly, whether it's middle of the week or tail end of the week. At some point next week, it's going to turn much cooler. We'll probably have at least a few days with highs only in the 40s as we wrap up October and head into the month of November. So, again, take advantage of the pretty nice days we have at times coming up over the next 4 or 5, specifically tomorrow. I think Monday's a pretty decent day, but then middle and latter portions of next week, not so great at this point, although the details, as far as precipitation goes and the timing of the cold, will be worked out as we get a little bit closer. Thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight, and I'll see you back here on Thursday.